This is Kirby from Moltenproductions, and today we'll be discussing gay marriage. First of all, let me apologize for if my microphone is very breathy, like if you can hear me breathing. That's because my mic is terrible. There's not much you can do about it until I get a new mic, which who knows when that will be. So, I know this is different from the usual videos that we do, which is purely gaming videos, but I think this is a new pattern that we're starting to do. We want to keep doing the gaming videos that we do, but we want to cover different topics too. So I'll be doing things involving social issues, which is what we're doing now, politics, maybe some programming tutorials. Let us know in the comments what you'd like to see, because we definitely want some input on that. So, all of you, very few viewers at this point, we love the input. So, what am I doing on Google? I haven't done this. I haven't recited or rehearsed this or anything, so I don't know what I'm going to get, but we're going to go browsing through the internet. And first of all, I'd like to say that my views are not necessarily the same views of the Moltenproduction as a whole. This is purely my opinion. And that said, let's get to it. We'll type in gay marriage, pros and cons. Alright, we'll go to balanced politics. Who doesn't love some balance? Pause this real quick. Okay, so, in a nutshell, yes and no. My opinion is that it should be legalized, so I'll be reading off the no list, and this is, when I give reasons based on politics, that's based on American politics, because as you can probably tell by my accent, I am American. So, no. Number one, it says, most religions consider homosexuality a sin. Well, I won't give any of my personal beliefs in that, but the Supreme Court has ruled time and time again that there should be a strict separation of church and state. So that that reasoning is invalid completely. You can't combine the teaching of religion with politics, because that is unconstitutional. In the First Amendment, it clearly says Congress shall make no law abridging, I don't know the exact words, but it says no separation of church and state, no law respecting an establishment of a religion. So that's invalid. One argument that could be made against my argument against that is that it probably says somewhere else in the nose, but number two, it would weaken the definition and respect for the institution of marriage. Well, the definition of marriage, people say the traditional definition of a marriage is a man and a woman. But who says that? People who have followed that teaching because of the teachings of the Bible. And if you'll refer to my reasoning against the first point, you'll see that that is invalid. So we can't have that respect for the institution of marriage. Marriage is already weak enough. The institution of marriage, people think it's such a great thing. More than half of marriages already end in divorce. course. So, I mean, I don't see people think that gay marriage. They think that would weaken it somehow. I mean, I don't see how it would. I mean, I think that gay parents could be just as competent as straight parents, and I don't see anything against it. So we'll move on to number 3, just to try to keep this video somewhat short. It would further weaken the traditional family values essential to our society. The problem with that argument is that traditional family values, of course, going back to my first argument, that's traditional family values is traditionally Christian values, which, even though, of course, religion was a big factor in the country and the foundation of it and whatnot, that's, again, it goes against the First Amendment, and who's to decide what traditional family values are, you know? It's decided by the religious among us, which, again, unconstitutional. Fourth Amendment, it could provide a slippery slope in the legality of marriage. Having multiple wives or marrying an animal could be next. Look, no one in their right mind is gonna think that it's okay to marry an animal. Okay, it's more about the morality of it, and that's like saying that people are going to try to give citizenship to an inanimate object. Now, of course, you have the argument, well, maybe robots will get citizens whenever we have the artificial intelligence for that. Maybe so, I don't know, that's different. We're talking about real humans here, and, like, I just can't fathom that. I can't fathom that argument that it's going to provide a slippery slope. Okay, it's about what the majority of people in America want, and increasingly in polls you're seeing that the majority of Americans think that gay marriage should be legal. So, I mean, I think it's just common sense that it should be legal. A lot of people think that homosexuality is a choice. It's been proven that it's just in your genetics. It's a part of who you are. I'm not, but I mean, I think there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, I think that people should be able to make their own choices, and that the government shouldn't have a say in whom you can't and can marry. Now, when it comes to having multiple wives, okay, if the majority of people in America want that, then it should be legal. I think it's safe to say that the majority of Americans, you won't have a majority that all just goes insane at the same time. For those of you who may think that it's some sort of mental disorder, okay, it's obviously not a mental disorder unless you think that more than half of Americans are mental. Okay. Moving on to the fifth point, it confuses children about gender roles and expectation of society, and only a man and a woman can procreate. I think that's a very sexist view of it. Society is changing. You can't just expect society to stay the same forever. Okay, we can't stay stuck in the past. We have to move forward. We have to have progress. Okay. Yeah, that's basically all I have to say about that. And about the man and woman, only a man and woman can procreate. Okay, that's a valid argument, but it's not valid against marriage. Marriage isn't about procreation. If it is, then do you think that marriage should only be legal if they have children? I mean, obviously, anyone in their right mind isn't going to think that that should be legitimate. So, I mean, that argument is also invalid. The sixth point and the final point here, the gay lifestyle is not something to be encouraged, as a lot of research shows it leads to much lower life expectancy, psychological disorders, and other problems. What research? How could that possibly lead to a lower life expectancy, psychological disorders, and other problems? That's ridiculous. I think that's not going to change anything. If one of you viewers would like to link me to some research, I will certainly give my rebuttal against that. I think that's ridiculous, and the gay lifestyle is not something to be encouraged. Well, why not? People can live their lives how they want to. Just because you disagree with it. Like I said, the majority of people in America think that it should be legal. So, I think that you should have majority rule with minority right. So, people think that if it's legalized, the government's forcing it upon you. No one's forcing you to be gay, okay? Either you're born gay or you're not. There's not. I mean, okay, when did you sit down in your childhood and say, okay, do I like boys or do I like girls? I mean, no one sits there or just sits down and contemplates that. It's a known thing. I mean, I liked my first girl when I was in kindergarten, and I never sat down and said, do I like boys or do I like girls? I mean, it just came naturally to me. And if you're gay, it comes naturally to you that you like, whoever you like. So I think that that's a ridiculous thing to say. So yeah, that's all I have to say about this. Please leave comments, rate, subscribe, and video responses would be nice as well if you want to debate me about this or agree with me. Because, everyone can have their own opinion. That's fine. We respect everyone's opinion here at Moltenproduction. And so this has been Kirby here at Moltenproduction. Rate, comment, subscribe, respond, and we will probably have more videos like this. It just depends. I guess that's it. Goodbye.